Welcome to rainy Hong Kong, folks. Thanks for joining me, Felicia.
Morning.
Today, I have the new Nikon Z8, and I think the most requested video that people have wanted to see is how it does with adapted f-mount lenses. This is something that for me, when the Z8 came out at the end of 2021, was, I hate the word, but really the game changer. The f-mount glass via the FTC adapter was unbelievably good, in some cases performing better on the Z9 than it did even on the D6. For example, my favorite, the 200 f2. So today I brought along literally a bag full of f-mount glass, and we're just going to test them out one by one and show you how they do. The reason I'm doing this test, I know there's a lot of folks out there who haven't moved to mirrorless yet, who are considering the Z8. They'll want to make use of their f-mount glass. Now you'd think if the Z9 is doing great, that of course this will too, but the fact that this uses smaller capacity and lower voltage batteries than the Z9, there is, I think, a chance of variance in performance trying to drive giant lenses via an adapter. So there's only one way to find out. So far so good. Your Nikon Z camera is basically a mini computer. There is so much in the menus here that you can dig out to make the best results possible. If you are in the Z system, check out my expert setup guide. It runs through every camera in the system, every physical control on each camera, and the entire menu, what each different setting does and when you might want to use it to get the most out of your camera for the style of shooting you do. It's already been updated for the Z8, and you can either stream it or download to watch offline. Link for that one's below. So this was the lens that first blew my mind. It's an f-mount lens. It's old, let's be fair, and using it on the D6, it performs beautifully. But using it on the Z9 adapted, it works even better. It grabs focus from miles away and it tracks like a native 2023 lens. It's unbelievable. I'm so hopeful for people who are considering the Z8 that it's also going to work as well on their camera. I'll just get a few shots here, then we'll try it out. So as you can see, the lens works flawlessly on the Z9 via adapter. This is the performance that we're looking for. I'm very happy to say on the Z8, I really can't see any difference in performance. It's working just as a native lens would. So I am so happy to let you guys know that it is performing beautifully. This is an exotic niche lens, but if it's working well on this, I think that's a really good sign. Still, I'm going to test the 105 side by side with the Z9. Then I'm going to go through the dozen or so other lenses I have. I'll let you see the Atomos and I'll give you my feedback as we go through. And this is the first time, I'm very happy to be able to say, I can give you download photos from today because this is a final production Z8. So I'll have linked to those below. Now, when I finally, as a late mover to mirrorless, moved over, the only f-mount lens I kept was that 200 f2. I even sold my 105 1.4, which I loved. I just never thought they would make an adapter that would perform well enough for me to continue using it. When I found out that it did, the FTC 2 is just amazing, I actually went out and rebought this guy. So this would be my second favorite f-mount lens of all time. Let's see how it does. fabulous news. It's also working great with the 105 1.4. Now, whilst they're both less common lenses, so you might think, well, that if they're working well, that's already amazing, so then the run-of-the-mill lenses will be easy. But both of these worked amazing on the Z9. They both work great on this. We still don't know about the others. So I've got the 50, 24 to 70, 85, 70 to 200, 500 mil, a bunch of different ones. So let's run through all of them one by one, this time just on the Z8, and see how they do. The 500 PF lens for this kind of portrait shoot where there's not a whole lot of movement is doing great, and the eye tracking is really accurate. Impressive how close this one focuses as well. Not sure how it would do for birds in flight, but I suspect it would do just fine. So the 50 isn't a particularly fast lens, but I would say it probably performs as fast as it does on a D850 or a D6. Maybe not quite as fast as a native 50, but totally fine. The 85mm 1.4G is a classic portrait lens that a lot of DSLR shooters use, and I'm happy to report that it works beautifully on the Z8 via FTC. All looking good. For the next one, I was thinking in this nice outfit and the new umbrella. Thank you to our videographer, Michelle, for bringing it today. Maybe you could go to the top of the steps and like hang out. Don't do anything that's actually dangerous, but kind of leaning out, holding the umbrella out, and let's see if we can get a cute whimsical shot, seeing this is a fairy tale umbrella, kind of a, maybe a nice, I don't know, I'm just feeling all nostalgic. Come on, get up the stairs. So look, yeah?
So hot.
Yeah, it's been in my pocket, which is nice because I'm more wet, so it's kind of warming me up. All doing really well there, folks. In terms of exclusions, any of the older lenses, like D lenses, that don't have an autofocus motor built in, you still have no option with mirrorless. There is no adapter that has a motor in it that will give you autofocus. I would love to see that. Even if Nikon charged like $500 for it, it's going to allow people who have been hesitant to move to mirrorless to make use of potentially hundreds of old lenses or dozens that they may love. I hope they will do that, but to be perfectly honest, I sincerely and seriously doubt that they will do it. But this is working great with all of your F-mount lenses that do have a motor in them, like the ones we've shown you today. Check out the sample files below. As I said, Shibari 101 is now live, and let me know if there's any other lenses that you'd like to see tested out as well. Now, even though the video's kind of done, we still have a bit of time, so why don't we go walk around the wet market and see how it does in low light?
Sure.
We'll see you guys soon.